P here from bullpupforum.com. Saw a couple new things from IWI this year. It's always exciting to be at SHOT Show, but new stuff is what I'm here for. That's
Roger.
what the guys want to see. We got 308.
Yes.
Tavor.
Yes.
It's the classic in a big body.
Oh, it is. We had a lot of requests for taking the weapon and expanding it out to get more of a larger caliber is what we were going for. So this has been going on actually for quite a few years. I know it's just recently been leaked or whatever you want to call it 6 months ago, but it's actually been something we've been working on for quite a while.
Well, I'm looking forward to shooting it, but let's go through some of the features. And Tom, by the way, IWI, you guys are growing, new location. A lot of things happening this year.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously the introduction of the new products is just huge.
We've actually got 4 new products, just so you know. It's not just this. It's also 2 SBRs that we're doing as a
really?
factory SBR. Yep.
Yeah, and a traditional platform, not bullpups, though.
They're bullpups.
Oh, they are bullpups.
We're actually going to do the X95 as a SBR as well. And at first it'll be the rifle, then it'll be the kit. And the Galil's already in production right now. That's more of a traditional platform, I understand. But yeah, we've got 4 different items for this year.
The SBR X95 will be a production gun for civilians or just for law enforcement?
Civilians.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah, no,
great.
civilians. We're able to build the more of the components here in the U.S. so we can actually do it as a kit, send it off, or build the entire rifle. Right now, it's going to be the rifle. We want to build those first, like we do with everything.
Well, I know guys have been getting some of the components, the short.
Yes, and they're cutting the barrels.
Right.
So we want to kind of elite, because sometimes that goes right, sometimes that doesn't go so right.
It depends on the gunsmith. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're trying to alleviate that and create it ahead of time and get that done.
Right.
So, but let's talk about this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, here's what I want to talk about.
Yes.
Instead of hitting the stuff that everybody already knows about with our bullpups, I'm going to hit some of the things that are different.
Yes, please.
So that's the major things. Aside from the fact it's a 308, right? It does use SR25 pattern standard magazine. So again, we only stay inside that. We don't want it to be proprietary. A lot of folks already have these. They're already out there. We don't want to, make them get something else. It may be expensive.
I assume because of y'all's relationship, it'll come with a PMag.
It's going to come with a 20-round PMag. Exactly right.
Good.
Correct.
Yep.
And we gutted this one just for safety's sake, and this is pinned. Yep. Another thing to look at is instead of having a 90-degree throw on the safety, it has a 45-degree throw. So it does have an ambidextrous safety, and as you know, when you have a 90-degree throw and a long leg, it interferes with your grip because you end up having to move your hand to get out of the way.
Or you can bounce it back into safe.
Exactly.
Yep.
So in this case, we have a 45-degree, we have a short leg, and then we have a long leg on it as well, and you can switch that. That's part of it.
It looks very comfortable too. I'm excited about that.
The pistol grip's the same as an X95, so if you want to get rid of the cutlass and you want to put a pistol grip on it, you can do that. That's not a problem.
And the panels as well, obviously.
Panels and everything. Yep. All the same.
Good.
So some of the things are going to be different. We still have the 2 sling swivel attachment points, but we have another one here for like an HK hook.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you want to do that route, you can do it. Here's a huge thing. So normally when you lock back the bolt on an X95 or Tavor, what you did was you pinched kind of came to the back and did this with a bolt catch. You don't have to do that anymore. If you decide, you know what, I just want to lock the bolt back administratively, hard malfunction, whatever, I pull back and I lift it up and it goes into that notch just like you would on an HK or something like that.
You got the HK slap.
And then you can give it a slap. Exactly right. So if that's what you want to do, that's what you can do. Another thing that's going to be a little bit different about it is this is a short stroke gas piston system. It's not a long stroke. Everything we've done before is always long stroke. We just went into that world. The gas piston regulator is actually a 4-position gas piston regulator. It's right on the front. RASO, right? Regular, adverse, suppressed, and off. So there are some guys that are running subsonic 308. They don't want the bolt to cycle. So they kill the gas. You can kill the gas to this one completely if you want.
So 4-position gas, and can be done with a bullet tip, obviously.
Everything can be done with a bullet tip. Converting it over can be done with a bullet tip too. So yeah, you just kind of put it in there and you just rotate it to the next section. That's it. It's pretty easy.
And that's a positive D10. I hear that good click.
It's solid. Good. Oh yeah.
And it's exposed so you can get to it easily.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay.
M-lock rail. We didn't want to get rid of the Picatinny rails on the bottom because we know that some folks really like that.
Yeah, that vertical.
So we still always put that on there. You can remove that if you want to.
Yep. Nice option, and the M-lock's nice. You can add rails if you want, whatever.
Take them off if you don't want to.
Or light mounts, whatever.
This is actually only half an inch longer than a regular X95, believe it or not.
Half an inch overall?
Half inch to where the barrel is, yeah.
Okay.
This is a little bit longer for flash suppressor, obviously, or for a comp. But yeah, it's it's actually about a ½ inch longer than a regular X95.
So the barrel length from the factory?
16 and a half.
16 and a half.
Yeah,
okay.
we still did it 16 and a half.
And what's the twist?
1 in 12.
1 in 12.
Down the road, we're going to change that up for a longer barrel, but for now it's 1 in 12.
So a longer barrel, you might go.
1 in 12, we tested this extensively. This was a huge battle fight, whatever. We ran all kinds of rounds through it. A lot of folks aren't going to shoot necessarily the match high ammo on something like this, right? They're going to run 147 grain,
Right.
168. And
This is a move and shoot, right?
the 1 in 12 deals with that much better than, say, a 1 in 10, which is designed to stabilize a super heavy round.
Right.
Okay. So here's another cool thing. If I want to change the charging handle over,
Yep.
before you had to take the weapon apart and kind of do it that way. Well, all you do is you lock it to the rear, right? There's 2 lines that are cut in the side here. You
Yep.
bring the charging handle to those 2 lines, rotate it forward, and then all you got to do, and I have to put it down on the tabletop. You good with that? Put it down on the table. You actually hit the detent, pull the handle out,
Okay.
push out the rest of the way through, and just put it back on
So
again.
that rotates and allows it on the other side.
And now you've just changed that. The other thing we talked about was, and you already brought it up, if I want to change the ejection port cover, I pull, drop it, rotate. That closes this cover on this side. Let me get it in the notch, actually. There we go.
Yep.
Then all I do is I pull this one, pull it back. Again, same kind of thing. I'm going to pull it, rotate it, and now I just opened up that ejection port.
So no change of the bolt?
You do
have
change
to-
a bolt. Let me show you how to do that. That's easy. So I'm going to pop the bolt out.
So to move from right to left eject, you move
The
your
ejection port
deflectors,
covers.
and then the bolt itself.
Bolt itself's got to come out. Obviously, you have a real beefy extractor going on right there.
Yep. Well,
It's a
right, sure.
captured firing pin, retaining pin. And this is looks more like a traditional 8-lug system that you might see in, regular, stoner-based system. Okay, so right now you got a cam pin. You drop the cam pin out. Okay.
Okay.
I rotate this over so the extractor is facing the other way. And on the top of the cam pin, it's got an L and an R.
L and an R,
That's
okay.
all you got to do. I set it so the L is facing me. I drop it back in.
So back through the top. Yeah.
Back through the top, put it back together, put the pin back in. I just changed the extraction.
So it's a 90-degree throw, and you're able to just, instead of having a mirrored bolt in the other divorce, this one you just flop it over and you're rolling.
Yep, and you're done.
Wow.
And right now it's converted to shoot left.
How about that?
Ready to go. That's it. I mean, it's got a lot going on with it. It's a good weapon.
Yeah,
Well thought
that's
out.
exciting. Gonna go with the flat butt,
Yeah,
or
we're going to go with the flat. We wanted to make it as compact as possible, and with a 308, you have to have more space in here
Yeah.
for the bolt.
Yeah.
So if you start bringing this back and rubberizing it, you start creating a longer length of pull, which kind of gets awkward,
Right.
if that makes sense. So we needed to make sure that it stayed as compact as possible. Now, somewhere down the road, I'm sure there's going to be aftermarkets.
yeah, they'll be aftermarket.
They'll end up, extending that out or whatnot.
Yeah.
But for now, that's what we're doing with it.
Great. All right, what are we forgetting? That's a great summary there.
No, it's the rest of it's very similar. It's very intuitive to if you already had a X95 or not the SAR so much, obviously, because the magazine releases like an X95. Real similar. So it's going to be very easy for someone who already has an X95 to pick this up and run it.
And to have that manual of arms, it's pretty similar. Yep.
Exactly.
The HK slap is huge. I love it. I love the quick ejection change. Just some really smart things.
Yeah, I know they did a very good job on that, and we have it over there.
Yeah, we're gonna shoot it.
You absolutely have to.
We're gonna shoot it. So the next test for us is the trigger and the balance, and to see it on the range.
Exactly.
Tom, thank you, sir.
No, anytime, John.
All right, buddy.
Good to see you.
See you. I apologize. I should be on top of my Tavor.